Beautiful hedge fund managers. Today we will talk about how you can understand what you need to have in the place in order to get in an essential capital, because even if today you will have meetings with all the investors, with all the LBS that you currently have, but you don't understand what you need to have in the place or what you need to have internally inside the fund in order to make sure that you can scale up the fund in order to get essential capital, in order to scale up that under management, then nothing from there will actually help you. You need to understand what the structures that they are taking a look on and what they need to see inside your own fund in order to rise up capital for your own fund, or in order to increase that under management and scale up externally to new all-time high in the under management constantly. Today I will show you what you need to know in order to become the best you in the hedge fund industry and in order to scale up your own hedge fund to over 1 billion in asset management. So let's get into it directly. Here is what he said. I have already asked allocator 4.9 billion how he knows a hedge fund isn't built for serious and essential capital. Here is what he said. Let's get into it. Who is on your investment committee? What that means, I will show you right away. If the answer is it's mostly me for now, what that means, you don't have any decision process. It's absolutely a huge red flag to the instinctual allocators. You have a founder bottleneck. What that means, you are actually doing everything on you and you don't understand how you can operate others to do what they need to do in order to have more of your own limited lifetime inside the hedge fund industry. And you don't understand how you can delegate the smaller process, which is the investment committee, which is not a huge process to do. And even if that part is on you, so that is a huge red flag to them that you haven't delegated enough inside your own fund and you are not ready to get in an essential capital and to scale up. Now let's get into the second one. Number 2, how much does your team handle without you? If the answer is I stay close to everything, which is that's what the most of you saying, LB hears zero resilience. They hear zero resilience because that means you are not committed to your own vision, to your own future, and to your own fund. Why? Because you haven't delegated enough. You haven't built operation internally inside the fund to make sure that you will keep having a new asset under management or new commitments constantly, and you haven't already built the fund internally. You are only focusing on being everywhere, and now you haven't built a business model. You are just a portfolio manager who is managing a higher asset under management or hire a bigger amount of money or of capital. Do you understand? So that is absolutely not a good way to actually get an essential capital. So I stay close to everything. You will never say that, because now it means you are not committed or you don't have any commitments, and that means you have no resilience. And when there is no resilience, that means there is no essential capital. Number 3, what happens if you step away for 30 days? That was one of their questions that they are asking before they are actually doing any investment. So you have no plan, no delegation, no backing voids. You are not scaling, you are holding it together parallel. So if your own fund or if your own business model will absolutely collapse if you will just step away from your own fund for 30 days, that means you haven't built a business model. That means you have a group of portfolio managers and you are just holding it together parallel. You haven't already built the fund, you haven't already built the operation, built the business model internally, which is that's what you need to understand to do it. And that's what most of you are actually struggling with, because if you are a trader and you are behind the screen, that doesn't mean that you can actually be a hedge fund manager, even if your performance and the return are absolutely standable. Why is that? Because everyone can actually get performance if you have already been in the market for over 7 years and you haven't been outside the market. You will absolutely learn a strategy that will actually keep perform to your own to your own side. But if you can delegate and you can't have the operators inside your own fund, and you can leverage other skills to your own weakness to make sure that you will scale up externally, so your own dreams to actually become a hedge fund manager or to become successful hedge fund managers are not from the reality. You are just living your own fantasy, and you will absolutely not be here for the long term. And that's exactly what they're taking a look on. If they actually see that, so you have been built a business. A business is something that actually will keep generating to you revenue or keep generating to you more investment commitments without you. So it has to be a machine that will keep working without you. You will only get back to them like every week for 4 hours and just update everything. I'll take a look on everything and check out how everything goes. Do you understand? But if that is not you, so you haven't built a business model yet, you are only a portfolio manager or a trader with a higher amount of capital, which is that's absolutely not scalable, and that's absolutely a huge red flag for instantial, and that's why they will not invest into you. Okay, so then he said, let's take a look what he said. We don't write 50 million checks to solo acts. What that means, solo acts. So you are a solopreneur today. If you don't have any operators inside your own fund, so you are a solopreneur. What that means, you are a one-man warrior, or you have only a few others who's doing the same thing, which is they are portfolio managers, or they are doing the same thing as you are doing. So you don't have operators that can actually help you to scale up your own business model to new all-time high constantly. Do you understand? And that's what you need actually to understand. That's exactly what you need to leverage. Is you need to leverage having operators from others industries or others with other skills that you actually struggling with or that you actually don't have today. Why? Because if you would do that, then you will understand how you can build a business model that will keep constantly growing and will get you to where you want to get, which is beyond 1 billion in asset management or beyond that. Do you understand? But if you can't understand that, if you can't build a business model, then you will absolutely be for always a trader or portfolio manager behind the screen, and you will never go to where you're gonna get to. And your own vision to become a successful hedge fund manager with over 1 billion in management, it will not become your own reality with having dreams and goals that is not that doesn't align or that cannot align with your own reality, or that you don't want to accept the reality that you can't actually build something from what you are doing today, and you can't keep doing the same mistakes that you keep doing it each year, and you are not going anywhere with that. You need to understand that a business model it builds by not having you inside the business, but by having you beside the business. Okay, have that in the mind for always. So we write them to systems with deep internal operating. Okay, so that's what they are writing for. They are writing for hedge fund managers who are actually working on their operation internally. As I have already mentioned to you, I don't need to go through it again. That's what separates belief from curiosity. What that means, I will explain that to you. Because if your founds powerful points only show up when you do, or if your founds can only be scalable when you do, or when you show up to it, that means you are not proving control, you are proving exposure. What that means. So I will just start to break this down to you. That's what separates belief from curiosity. So if you don't have belief in your own vision, if you are not committed to your own vision, to where you're gonna get, so that means you are only curious to see how things will go for you. You just want to test the water and see how it will work out for you. And that's exactly what they're taking a look on. If that is you, and that's what you have already built in the industry, that means you will never be ready to get instantial capital, because they totally understand. Some of the hedge fund managers, they are only curious to see how things will work out for them, and the others who actually committed, and those who actually have a vision that they want actually to scale up to 1 billion and beyond that in investment management, those who have a belief, those who actually have an image of their own self, and they want actually to hold on this vision and to hold on this image until they will get up there. Okay, and those who will actually get the instinctual capital, because those who will be beaten on, not the others who just curious and see how things will work out for them. Oh, I just want to try X and Y and see how things it will work out for me for the next 24 months or 3 years. You understand? So because if your funds can only be powerful when you show up, that means you are not proving control, you are proving exposure. That means you have been built the operation and you are not here to take control over the industry. You are not here to dominate. You are only here to actually have the exposure, to discover, to see how things will look like, and to see how the water will be right here if you will just enter the market. And that's absolutely not something that they can actually invest into you, because if you don't have the belief inside your own business model, your own lifetime business model, then don't expect that someone else will invest into you, especially instinctual allocators. And not even those, but not even instinctual capitals or instinctual allocators, but even me. If you will have also call with me and you talking with me and you just telling me, I just want to test it and see how things will look like, and I will figure it out, and I will just try it out, or etc. I will directly not be invested into you. I will directly not be invested into you from my own time and effort. I will not partner up with you, because I totally understand that most of you are talkers but are not the real walkers, and those who are real walkers are those who are 1 or 2% who actually are ready to take it to the next step, who actually are ready to make their own beliefs and make their own vision to the desired reality, and to make it to their own day by day reality, which is those who are taking the instinctual capital, those who are actually making it big, and those who are actually dominating the industry and conquering the whole business model. So that was everything for today's video. If you would like to take a look on the videos, you'll find them in the description below. It was Ziad Selo.